Hello, and a very warm welcome back. It's wonderful to share this time with you, reflecting on the journeys we travel and the wisdom we gather. As we navigate life, especially over many decades, we naturally accumulate things, not just memories and experiences, but physical possessions, commitments, even old ways of thinking. Our homes, our schedules, and sometimes our minds can become quite full, perhaps even cluttered. Today, I want to talk about a process many find themselves contemplating, especially after the age of 60 or 70. The act of simplifying, of consciously letting go of some of that accumulation. Now, the idea of downsizing or decluttering can sometimes feel daunting, perhaps even tinged with sadness or a sense of loss. We might worry about parting with items tied to precious memories or letting go of familiar routines. But what often surprises people, and what lived experience frequently reveals, is that this process of simplification, approached thoughtfully, can bring an incredible, unexpected sense of freedom, lightness, and profound joy. It's less about losing things and more about gaining space. Physical, mental, and emotional space, allowing us to focus more clearly on what truly enriches our lives right now. It's about choosing lighter living. Let's explore some facets of this liberating journey, starting with the most tangible aspect. 1. The profound relief of freeing up physical space. Think about the homes many of us inhabit after decades of living. Attics might be filled with boxes untouched for years. Closets packed with clothes no longer worn. Garages storing items whose purpose has long been forgotten. Spare rooms becoming repositories for inherited furniture or belongings saved just in case. Managing all this physical stuff takes energy. It requires cleaning, organizing, storing, repairing, and sometimes simply worrying about it. One of the first and most immediate joys reported by those who consciously simplify their physical surroundings is the sheer relief that comes from letting go of the excess. It's not just about having less clutter visually, though that itself brings a sense of calm. It's about shedding the often unconscious weight associated with owning and managing so many things. Reduced maintenance. Fewer items simply mean less to clean, less to dust, less to organize, less to maintain. This frees up significant time and physical energy. Easier daily living. Navigating a less cluttered space is physically easier and safer, reducing trip hazards and making everyday tasks simpler. Finding things becomes less stressful. Mental clarity. There's a strong link between external clutter and internal mental clutter. A calmer, more organized physical space often translates into a clearer, more peaceful mind, with less visual noise competing for attention. Letting go of obligation, parting with items kept purely out of guilt, like unwanted, inherited objects, or a vague sense of future maybe, can feel incredibly freeing. Releasing a subtle burden of obligation. The process itself might involve difficult decisions, especially with items tied to memories. We'll touch on that more. But the resulting lightness and spaciousness in one's home environment is frequently described as a surprising and deeply welcome joy. It makes the home feel more like a sanctuary and less like a storage unit. This leads directly to another liberating aspect. 2. Reclaiming precious time and energy beyond the mental relief of less clutter. Simplifying our possessions directly translates into reclaiming two of our most valuable, non-renewable resources: time and energy. Think about the hours spent over years maintaining, cleaning, organizing, searching for, or even just thinking about the sheer volume of stuff we own. When we consciously reduce the number of our possessions and simplify our surroundings, less time spent on upkeep. Cleaning routines become quicker, Organizing tasks diminish. Time spent searching for misplaced items reduces dramatically. More energy for what matters. The physical and mental energy previously consumed by managing possessions is now available for activities that bring genuine joy, connection, or meaning. Pursuing hobbies, spending time with loved ones, engaging in learning, volunteering, or simply resting peacefully. Reduced decision fatigue. Fewer choices about what to wear, what to use, or where to put things simplifies daily routines and frees up mental bandwidth. Potential financial savings. Less impulse buying to fill space. Potentially lower utility bills in a smaller or less cluttered home, and sometimes even income from selling unneeded items. This isn't about becoming drastically minimalist unless desired, but about recognizing that every object we own requires a small tax on our time and energy. Consciously choosing to own less, focusing on items we truly use, need, or love, allows us to redirect those precious resources towards living more fully. It's a deliberate trade, exchanging the burden of excess stuff for the freedom of more time and energy. This practical reclaiming of life force is a significant, often underestimated, joy of lighter living. But the benefits extend beyond the physical and practical, touching our emotional connection to the past. 3. Honoring the past while living fully in the present. Introduction. One of the biggest emotional hurdles in simplifying can be letting go of items tied to memories. Gifts from loved ones, now gone. Mementos from past experiences, items belonging to children who have long since grown up. We fear that letting go of the object means letting go of the memory or the love associated with it. This attachment is deeply human. But holding onto everything can keep us tethered to the past in ways that prevent us from fully embracing the present. This attachment to objects representing the past is deeply human. But holding onto everything indefinitely can keep us tethered to history in ways that prevent us from fully embracing and making space for the present and future. The surprising joy discovered through thoughtful simplification is learning to honor the past without being overly burdened by its physical remnants. This involves a shift in understanding. Memories reside within us. Realizing that the precious memories, the love, and the significance of past experiences live within our hearts and minds, not solely within the physical objects. Letting go of the item doesn't erase the memory. Selective preservation. Choosing to keep a few truly meaningful representative items that evoke strong positive feelings, rather than feeling obligated to keep everything. Perhaps one special piece from a collection, or a few key photographs instead of boxes full. Alternative ways to preserve memory. Taking photographs of cherished items before letting them go. Writing down the stories associated with them, or passing items on to family members who genuinely appreciate their significance can preserve the essence without requiring personal storage. Gratitude and release. Approaching the process with gratitude for the item and the memories it represents, and then consciously releasing it, trusting that the essential meaning endures within you. There's an unexpected lightness and freedom in realizing you can deeply cherish your past and honor loved ones without needing to curate a museum in your own home. It allows you to appreciate history without being overly encumbered by it, making more physical and emotional space for living fully now. It's a way of integrating the past gracefully into a present-focused life. This often leads to simplifying other areas beyond just possessions. 4. Simplifying commitments and saying yes more selectively. Just as physical space can become cluttered, so too can our schedules and commitments. Over years, we might accumulate roles, responsibilities, social obligations, or routine activities that perhaps no longer bring joy or feel aligned with our current energy levels or priorities. We might continue doing things out of habit, guilt, or a fear of saying no. A significant aspect of lighter living involves thoughtfully reviewing and simplifying our commitments. This means becoming more discerning about how we allocate our precious time and energy. Learning to say yes only to those things that truly nourish us or align with our core values now. Reviewing obligations, honestly assessing current commitments, clubs, committees, social engagements, even long-standing routines, and asking, does this still bring me joy? Does it align with my priorities? Is it worth the energy required? Graceful pruning. Giving ourselves permission to step back from roles or activities that feel draining or obligatory, doing so kindly but firmly. Prioritizing quality over quantity. Focusing on fewer, more meaningful engagements rather than feeling spread thin across too many activities. Valuing unscheduled time, recognizing the importance of downtime, rest, and spontaneous moments, and intentionally creating space for them in the schedule rather than filling every gap. Simplifying commitments reduces stress and overwhelm. It frees up time and energy for activities and relationships that are genuinely fulfilling in the current chapter of life. There is immense joy and relief in letting go of the pressure to do it all and instead curating a schedule that feels spacious, manageable, and aligned with present desires and capacities. This simplification often extends to our internal world as well. 5. Clearing mental clutter, worry, grudges, unnecessary information. Our minds can become just as cluttered as our homes, filled with recurring worries, old resentments, anxieties about the future, or an overwhelming influx of often irrelevant information from the constant news cycle. This mental clutter drains energy and detracts from peace of mind. The joy of lighter living frequently involves a conscious effort to simplify and clear this internal space. Letting go of worry, actively practicing techniques like mindfulness, acceptance, focusing on the present, to reduce dwelling on anxieties about things largely outside our control. Releasing old grudges, making a conscious choice to forgive, as discussed previously, and let go of past hurts for the sake of inner peace. Mindful information consumption, being more selective about news intake, limiting exposure to negativity or information overload that causes stress without adding value. Perhaps choosing one reliable news source or checking less frequently. Simplifying decision-making, reducing unnecessary choices where possible. Establishing simple routines for mundane tasks to free up mental energy. Practicing presence, regularly bringing the mind back to the present moment, away from the clutter of past regrets or future fears. A less cluttered mind is a calmer, clearer, and more peaceful mind. Just as decluttering a room brings lightness, intentionally clearing away mental burdens like excessive worry, old resentments, and information overload allows for greater focus, deeper contentment, and a more joyful experience of the present. Conclusion. The spaciousness of simplicity, living lighter, then, is far more than just tidying up. It's a holistic process, simplifying physical possessions, reclaiming time and energy, honoring the past without being trapped by it, curating commitments, and clearing mental clutter. It's a conscious choice to let go of the unnecessary burdens we've accumulated, both tangible and intangible. The surprising joy arises from the spaciousness this creates. Space in our homes, space in our schedules, space in our minds, and space in our hearts. This spaciousness allows us to breathe more easily, focus more clearly on what truly matters, appreciate the present moment more fully, and navigate life with a greater sense of freedom and peace. It's the often unexpected, yet deeply rewarding gift that comes from recognizing that sometimes less truly is more. More peace, more clarity, more energy, more joy. What steps towards simpler, lighter living have you found rewarding? What kind of clutter, physical or mental, would you most like to release? We learn so much from each other's journeys. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. If this exploration of lighter living resonated with you, please give the video a like. And if you appreciate these reflections on navigating life with wisdom, consider subscribing for more content designed to enrich your journey. Sharing this video might inspire someone else to embrace the liberating joy of simplicity. Thank you for joining us today. May you find unexpected joy and profound peace in the spaciousness created by letting go. Until next time, be well.